Welcome to another episode of On the Roads.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Roads, and I'm Donovan. I know we're supposed to talk a lot about camping, but I figured we'd switch gears, and we're going to talk about dating. I'd like to introduce Brittany to the show. What's up, Britt?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the weather over there on the East Coast?
It's a warm day, but it's definitely fall feels over here.
Okay. So in the pre-interview and before we got on air, we were talking about some dating things, and we're going to have to do a follow-up episode about it because it was really funny before we got on. But I guess we're going to get right into it. So tell me, at your age, what's the hardest part about dating?
The hardest part about dating at my age is people being genuine. We live like the culture now is what can you get from the next person? What can you do for me? What can you give me? It's more of an exchange than it is a relationship.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what is your age range?
My age range, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. If you know, you know. But my age range, I can either be your stepmom or your grandma. No, I'm kidding, but I don't date younger. I've done that in the past. That is a disaster. If you do, kudos to you, but I don't. But I also don't date older than my parents as well.
I feel you on that. And yeah, dating younger, I starting to. Well, I learned that early on, but I'm learning a lot about that part of it. So, do you think when you go out on a date, a man should hold the door for you?
I'm not touching it. If he
Okay.
doesn't open the door for me, we'll be standing there all night.
How about the car door?
We'll be, I'll be standing outside your car all night. But then I'm going to return the favor. Once you open the door for me, I'm going to reach over and open yours.
Oh yeah, little Bronx Tell action there.
Yeah, only right.
Yes. That's right. What do they say? You only get two great ones? Or is it three? Two or three great ones. Um, are you don't have to say what sites are if you are on any. Are you on any dating sites?
Yes, I am. And to the men out there, when you jump in the DMs, please don't just say, hey, give it a little substance.
So my next question for you is: do you have any funny dating stories?
Oh, boy. I got a good one for you.
Oh, do
Speaking of
tell.
dating sites, you know, that's the thing about dating sites. You can be whoever you want on there. So, chatting back and forth with a guy, and he, was a nice guy. Everything was lining up. He wasn't just hey and me. He had a little substance. So we moved on to the first date. So we agreed to meet at the restaurant because, just the way of the world, you rather be safe than sorry. So
Mm-hmm.
we meet at the restaurant for the first date. So I hit a little bit of traffic, so I was a little bit behind. So he said, I'm going to go in and grab our table. So I'm like, okay, I'll meet you inside.
Mm-hmm.
Get there, go inside. Now his profile said that he was 5'6". I'm 5'1". So I'm 5'1". So, just to give you a little bit of a visual there. So I get to the restaurant and I get to the hostess and I look to the left and I seen a little Oompa Loompa, guys.
I wish it was a
No
little bit
lie, he
taller.
was about 4'9".
Oh wow.
He was
Wow.
shorter than me.
Oh wow.
Now you
What?
can lie about a career and get away with it. You might be able to lie about a wife and get away with it.
Bruh.
But what did you think was going to happen when we seen each other?
Right.
Maybe he thought he was going to grow the night before.
Like they say, ball don't lie, height don't lie. Yo. So what did you end up doing?
I picked him up. No,
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
such a boy. So I went through the date, but then towards the end, when the date was over and I was ready to go, he kept ordering drinks.
Oh,
He didn't want the date to end, and I just wanted to leave.
that's like leaving your hairbrush at a house and you got to come back and get it.
Gotta come back. Well, so then he finally let me go. And, not that height is a huge factor, but I'm 5'1", so
Yeah.
you gotta at least be 5'2".
So when are you dismissing the restraining order? No, I'm joking.
He drove a truck that set up high, so all I could imagine was him getting out the truck and jumping down.
Urgent care was dessert because he broke his ankle jumping out the truck.
Yes.
Wow. So what was there a second date?
No.
Okay. All right. I was just checking. So when so did you just never call again, or what did you do?
I guess he felt the energy. He was throwing out some feelers here and there, and every so often now, because he follows me on one of my social media sites, so he'll
He
throw out
still
some feelers
follows
here
you
and there.
too. Who does that?
He still follows me.
Who keeps
He
the
still follows
follow?
me.
Wow. Wow.
And to this day, he's still posting pictures as if he's a 6-foot king.
And and, and to expand on that, my other question is that he still follows you. Does he like any of your posts?
Yes.
Yo,
And
that's
if there's
diabolical.
a story posted, he's in the views.
Wow. Just to let y'all know, on one of those social media sites, we can see where you read our stories, kings and queens. So don't think you can just like try to get that quick run through like you're doing a drive by look. We still see it. So just to let y'all know, we see y'all. Yeah, we can see you. So my next question is do you think the way that social media portrays dating in this this time and where you see women talking about you're going to have to make a certain amount of money to date me, or women are having men take them to very expensive places on first dates and things like that, do you think social media is portraying dating in a negative light?
Absolutely. These people get on here and they post 30-second clips of their life. They post these expensive restaurants and they probably only had water and an appetizer. And it shifts a lot of these the females' minds into thinking that these are the things that I am supposed to have and these are my expectations, when they can't even afford to do these things for themselves. But you expect it from somebody else. I was raised not to expect material, like not to be so into material things. So for me, we could go for a walk in the park. We can go to a 5-star restaurant, but I'd
Oh
rather go
yeah,
for the walk in the park because now we can talk. I can get to know you. I can talk to you. We can have that personal one-on-one level. Whereas
definitely.
you taking me to a 500 dinner after our bill's $500 and we didn't even get to talk or know each other. And at the end of the night, I don't feel any closer to you than when I met you online or at the grocery store or at anywhere. But I do feel that social media, because they post these 10, 15, 30-second clips of something that's not reality based, these girls and young women get it in their head that this is what they should be seeking. Should be seeking
Absolutely.
30-second clip. It's not about the race, it's about the duration. So look for something that's going to give you longevity. Look for somebody who has a plan. Look for somebody who's going to be a good leader, a good partner. Not what they can
Definitely.
spend, because they might just be, like I said, having water and an appetizer.
I hear you on that one. I also have another question. When you go out on a date, what do you think is a good phone etiquette? Because when I go out on a date, um, I put my phone away because obviously my kids are grown and I don't have any pressing issues. But I put my phone away because the way I think about it, I'm where I want to be. There's nobody outside this date unless you have, you have to have an emergency plan. We all know you have to have an emergency plan in case a date doesn't work out. But I just think I put my phone away if I can, but I do take it out to take pictures of food. But but other than that, I figure it's a form of respect to the female because I'm where I want to be at that moment in time. But what do you think about that?
Love that. Love that. Me, I put my phone in my purse. I want to give you my undivided attention. If I should need to check my phone or it's going off an unnormal or unusual amount of times, I'll excuse myself. I need to use the restroom. And then I'll go check my phone while I'm in there and see what's going on. If I need the escape route, I'm in the bathroom setting it up.
I
But
like it.
I do agree that if you're on a date and we're spending time together, we shouldn't be on our phones. That's actually got someone their pink slip. Every time I'm with you, you're on your phone. You're
Yeah.
scrolling, you're on your phone. It's like
Walking red flag.
walking red flag.
Yeah. And so who pays for the date? I've been on dates before where a female will be willing to split the date or she'll actually pay for the bill. But in the first date situation, I don't mind paying for the bill. What do you think about that? Do you think that the male should pay for the first date?
I think whoever initiated the first date should pay for it because us ladies are shooting our shots at a record high this year. What did Glorilla said? Shoot or shoot it. So these girls are shooting their shots, and if you invite a guy out, it's nothing wrong with taking the bill on the first date if you invited him on the first date. Um, Again, to go back to your social media thing, social media has everybody conditioned and groomed to think that
Mm-hmm.
these men are just supposed to just spend everything they have on you, and if we're being realistic, we are real people with real jobs who make, real money. We're not billionaires. We're not those one in a millions who
Right.
are out here and they're in a position. If you're in a position to do so, it's nothing wrong with, buying something nice for your partner or
Right.
your date, paying for the date. But that's another question for another
Yeah.
time. But I do feel as though whoever initiated the date should pay.
I like that. And I also think that a date, especially the way things are, economically, I think going to a place, I don't need to be in Fogo de Chao, or I don't need to be in Roof Chris, or I don't need to be in these expensive places to impress the person that I'm potentially courting to want to date. So I agree with that. I mean, if a woman's going to invite me, I think that's very attractive when a woman invites me and then pays for the date. Awesome. So next, are there any places when you go on a first date? Are there any places that are off limits?
Just McDonald's, Burger King. But
Mm-hmm.
we could go anywhere. Show me something new. You might know something I don't. It might be a spot that I've never been to. I know some people are like, I don't do Cheesecake Factory on the first date. I love
Yeah.
cheesecake.
Yep.
I love cheesecake.
Yes. And I think that's all. I think it has a lot to do with communication too before the first date to try to get the vibe, the where you're going. So yeah, I definitely feel on that part of it.
Yes, but
And
again, I prefer somewhere that's more intimate, so that where the music isn't loud and we can talk and get to know each other.
is there a date that was fun that you've been on?
Let's think. The funnest date I have been on. The funnest date that I have been on was, I will have to say, I was in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and my favorite man ever, he took me to a bar. It was in the Arts District. We went to a thrift shop first, went thrifting, and then we took some pictures next to a nice mural, and then we went to a bar where literally everything inside the bar you could buy.
Wow, sounds like a great man. Man, that must have been a
Greatest
fun
man I
date.
know. That was one of the most fun dates I went to. It was unplanned. It was fun. We explored the area, got to see different things, learned a little bit of history about some of the bars and places because it's an artsy area. And then you have a couple drinks and something to eat.
Take notes, man. Take notes. So, what's an attractive trait for a man to have?
I would say an attractive trait is communication. A lot of men, and it's not their fault, but they either weren't taught good communication or through the relationships that they've experienced, it's muted their voice in communication because they've either dealt with people who made them feel like um they don't have a voice, or because I'm the female or I'm the woman, my opinion is more valuable or holds weight over yours. What do they say? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
I say happy spouse, happy house.
Oh,
So
definitely.
so I think communication is a big one because a lot, not even just men, a lot of people, they lack
Oh,
basic
yeah.
communication. So if I'm able to have a conversation back and forth with you, even if we don't agree on what we're talking about, even if we can agree to disagree, if we can talk about it without it getting elevated or insulting, chef's kiss. And communication seems
Definitely.
like such a small thing, but you would be surprised how many people lack being able to have an effective conversation. A lot of people just listen to respond, not to
Y-
hear.
Absolutely, because it's so easy to just pick up your phone when and text these days when you could just get on the phone and it's such a lost art, especially with the younger generation. And I think that people should talk more on the phone, talk more in person, communicate, express their feelings. So I'm definitely here for that one.
Yes,
So
I want to. If it's important, let's talk in person. Come
oh,
over, let's talk in
definitely.
person.
Yeah, definitely. And it makes it and because text messaging doesn't have emotions. There's no emotion behind. You could text somebody and they could think you're mad and you're sitting there laughing and the person gets mad. I'll give you a quick story. Um, Someone that I was involved in with on a dating site. We hadn't talked in about a year. So she spins the block on the dating site and likes one of my pictures. So I immediately jump into her comments and say, "What's up? How you been? We should hang out." And then she said, "It's been a while and that's what you want to do. You want to hang out." So anyway, I said, "Well, I text you because I did text her a year ago and she never answered. So I said, I text you." And so she comes back and she says, "Well, what's the phone number you text me from?" I said, "The one you deleted." And she just left it. She left it. You know how you just unmatch? She unmatched. She's like, "I'm not dealing with it." So it was pretty funny. I was laughing, but it was a joke. I was going to send my phone number so she could see, but she took it so serious that she probably blocked me now. I don't know. But next question now. Oh, yeah,
Holy airball.
yep. Hey, in the words of Michael Jordan, you only miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, my next question is, what determines if a person gets a second date?
What determines if a person gets a second date? They have to have checked majority of the boxes on the first date. You're opening doors. You're not on your phone. You're able to hold a conversation. The conversation is flowing. If there are periods of silence, they don't feel awkward or uncomfortable. Um, you're not trying to come home with me at the end of the night. You know that you're going
Yes.
home and I'm going home.
Right.
Um, it just if everything just flows naturally, you can
Hmm.
get there will be a second date.
Okay. Okay. I'm cool with that one. That's a good answer. When is it appropriate for a first kiss?
You got to feel the vibes. You're not getting a kiss on the first date though. I don't want because I feel like once you start becoming semi intimate with a person, it kind of blurs the lines. So
Yeah.
after that first date, the second date probably won't be for like a week or two with me anyway.
Hmm.
And so within that time, like I'm still getting to know you. We're still talking. That absence is building that anticipation. I want to see her again. So you're building that anticipation. And then the second date, if things go well, you might be able to get like, a little church kiss, like a little
Okay, okay, amen.
hands up, hallelujah.
That's funny. Um, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say the word. I don't know if people are, but do you think that COVID shifted the climate of the dating scene?
Yes, absolutely. Um, with everybody being on quarantine and being stuck in, it they weren't able to socialize like they needed to, and humans are ugh, humans are creatures of habit and interaction. We weren't born to just be by ourselves. So that lack of interaction, that lack of being able to communicate with people in person, and I also think the young adults that were seniors in high school, juniors in high school, having to stay home, missing those monumental moments within their senior year and their young teenage years and development, and now they're young adults. They're entering the dating scene. So I just think that it took out that element of having to be face to face. So now everyone's behind their phones, behind, text messages. And I do think that it messed with everybody's head, that messed with their mental space a little bit because they weren't able to go out and interact with that, have those face to face interactions that we as
Absolutely.
people need.
Right. And I think one of the biggest things that was neglected during that period of time was mental health, because we were spending long periods of time by ourselves. And some people had, there was a couple of sites where you could jump in and a
Oh,
whole bunch of
you
people
went out.
I'm still here. We're still here. But can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Oh, okay. So there was a couple
Oh,
of
wait.
sites. We're still, regardless, you can still, if you go out,
I can't hear you.
you can't hear me. Hey everybody, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Um, but we're back. So we were talking about how COVID changed dating, and before we had the difficulties, I was talking about how there were some apps out there that allowed multiple people to get on, and FaceTime had even changed the way they did things, so you could put multiple people on, and you can have fun. But they still neglected the mental health part of it, and a lot of people came out of on the other side differently, and it affected the way that people dated. But now we covered that. My final question for you, Britt, is: what do you think is the most important thing? Financial stability or being happy?
I would say I would say being happy is more important than financial stability, because when you're happy with yourself, you're happy with your life, and you're happy with the choices that you make, financial stability will come with that. And then you look at some of the more famous people like Kate Spade, for example, they had all the financial stability in the world, but that didn't bring them happiness. And ultimately, they took their life because they felt like whatever was going on, they rather had not been here on earth than go through the life that they were living. And so you can have all the money in the world and still be miserable, but money can't buy happiness, and everybody isn't happy. And being happy is a big part of being the best version of you that you can be.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always say, and we talk about this a lot, that financial stability doesn't always equal happiness. Things don't equal happiness. So that, yeah, I like that answer. Um, this has been fun, but we're definitely going to have to do a part two. We're going to have to expand a little bit on some subjects, but
Have
everybody,
to.
in case you didn't know, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. This is my daughter, Brittany.
Hey.
And the fun date she was talking about was a daddy-daughter date.
Yes, the best dates. The best dates on earth. If you're a dad, you definitely have to make it your business. If you don't do it once a month, at least try and do it once every 3 months. But take your daughters out, show them how things should go. So when they get out there in the dating world, if they're not dating yet, or even if they are dating, that they'll have standards. They'll make people rise to the occasion. And it doesn't even mean in a romantic way. It means in all areas of your life, whether it's work, friendships, personal relationships. When you have someone who treats you so good and shows you the way that a person should be loved with no limits, it in turn helps you go out and put that same love back into the world. So thanks, Dad.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're always singing my praises. That is so funny, but I love it. But you do have to set standards, especially if you have a daughter. You have to let them know, and you have to be there, and you have to support them emotionally, because just like we go through as men dating women, we go through a lot of things, emotional things up and down, dealing with dating and dealing with females. So you got to dial in, fellas, and you have to put your finger on the pulse of what's going on when you're in a dating relationship. Sit and observe, pick women's brains, notice the little things, and it'll take you a long way. All right, everybody. This has been On the Roads, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Say bye, Britt.
Bye. It's been
Bye.
fun.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.